What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Coach Rob, back with another Believe the Hype. You know what I'm saying? This Believe the Hype's episode would be on New Harlem. This is a fragrance that, I had to do. I meant to do it a while back, like 6 months ago, but I didn't have enough, I would say experience with it. I didn't wear it enough to get a real good, opinion on it. So I wanted to wear it on different occasions. I wanted to wear it through different seasons to try to really get an idea of when somebody would wear this or when they would get the best results from it. So I'm on my third sample of this, and to go right into it, this New Harlem, it'll run you for like a 50 mil. I think it's around 160, and for 100 mil, like a 3.4 ounce bottle, it'll run you around 230. I think those are retail prices. I have found it cheaper on FragranceNet, and I think on eBay you can probably find some people selling around the 150 range for the 100 ml bottle. So you can find a better deal online if this is something that you want to go out and purchase. But anyway, to jump right into this, this fragrance has been reviewed to death in the community. I think pretty much about 20 or more reviewers, probably 30, I don't know, have touched on this already. Every single reviewer that has reviewed this have gave positive reviews on it. Have just gave glowing reviews, raving reviews, telling you how great it is. It's one of the best fragrances by this line. Just a whole bunch of positive things about it. I've never heard anybody say anything negative about this one. There's only a couple of other fragrances in the community that are like that. You know what I mean? Like, Aventus and your DHI. There's a couple, your Sergei. There's a couple fragrances out there that people just bottom line give positive comments. So when I was watching the reviews, just like most of you, I was like, that's a great one. That's definitely something to put down on my to buy list. If everybody says it's great, it has to be great, right? So before I blind bought it, I was gonna blind buy this one, but before I did, because I kind of got burnt, in my opinion, with the Must Ravageur. I also did believe the hype on that video if you haven't seen it, and I just didn't get the what everybody was saying about the Must Ravageur about it being a penny dropper. I thought it was a good fragrance, but I just didn't get that vibe from it at all. I couldn't find a woman that really appreciated it, like everybody in the video said. Women do. So anyway, I was like, before I go get this, Bond No.9, this New Haarlem, let me find a sample of it. And getting samples can get expensive too. If you guys are out there looking for samples, try to go to Nordstrom's, and if they have the house there, pick up a sample from Nordstrom. They'll give it to you for free. All you gotta do is just ask. If they don't have a sample like this that's made by the factory, they'll just take the bottle and make you a one on the spot, put it in the atomizer, write the name of it, and give it to you. So that's definitely a great place to look, because in the beginning I would go to Perfume Court. Even if you go to Lucky Scent, I mean, they're like $3 for a .07 mil. Not even 1 mil, so you're gonna need at least about two of them. So that's about $6 a sample. You buy 10 samples, you pay $60. You damn near could got you a bottle. And the same with other places like a Perfume Court. There, some samples run you for a 1.5 spray atomizer, some $10, 10.99, $12. So as you can see, you get 3, 4, 5, 6 samples. I mean, it can skyrocket on you. So make sure you go to Nordstrom's. So anyway, the prices on this. I went to Nordstrom, got me this. Like I said, this is my third sample. So the first time I got a sample for Nordstrom's, I had an opinion on it. A couple months later, I got another sample, had my opinion on it, which I'll go through in a minute. And then I picked up, this is my third sample. As you can see, it's pretty much empty. I wore it about 3 or 4 times. Wore it to bed, like I normally do to test longevity. So when talking about this Bond No.9, when it comes to performance, this is a great fragrance. I put this on, I got out the shower about 8 p.m. I put it on around 8:30, and 10 o'clock the next morning, it was still going strong. So longevity on this, on my skin, is a beast. I don't get a lot of I don't have a lot of longevity beasts, fragrances in my collection, or fragrances that I tested in the past. Usually I get about 4 hours. 8 is pushing. If I can get a fragrance that lasts 8 hours on my skin, it's a beast. So this one, in that arena, it did a good job. So let me get into what this smells like. I'm sure you already heard. I'm sure you already seen the review. This has a coffee note in it, or I wouldn't say note, but it smells like coffee. Because whatever the notes are in this, I don't really smell any of the notes individually. I actually smell real life food, with this one. So when people tell you you get the coffee, the pancake syrup, waffle syrup, and the French toast smell, absolutely dead on. You definitely get those three things out of New Haarlem. Now, when I was watching reviews, like I'm sure you guys have, I was like, man, that smells good, man. Pancake syrup, French toast, coffee, like all those things to me are pleasant smells. You know what I mean? So I was like, why wouldn't I want to get a fragrance that smell just like all of those? So just like I'm sure some of you guys are when you've seen the reviews, probably went out and bought it, probably enjoy it. Went out, made your purchase, like, man, this stuff smells great, or it smells just like what people said. Now, for me, this one, on my first attempt, be honest, was a scrubber. This was absolutely awful on my first initial test. This, to me, is like Angel Man. And what I mean by that is that Angel Man has this, as we all know by now, has this tar note. It's either you love it or you hate it, period. And some people didn't like it at first, and yeah, you will see some reviews that people will say, I didn't like it. It took me back for a minute. I had to, get used to it. I had to let that note, fade away to enjoy the mid and the dry down that A-Man is really known for. Is the wonderful dry down that it has. When I sprayed on this Bond No.9 for the first time, it was the same exact thing that I got from A-Man. When I first sprayed on A-Man at the mall, I couldn't wait to get home fast enough to scrub that stuff off. It was just absolutely terrible to me. I didn't care what the dry down smelled like, because I was going to never last to get to that damn dry down, because it was just so terrible. With this Bond No.9, I'm in Nordstrom's, right? I spray it on my hand, and I'm like, whoa, what the hell is that? I sprayed it again. I'm like, man, it just instantly gave me a headache. Like, instantly. I've never smelled the fragrance. I think Angel Man probably did the same. No, Angel Man made me feel like nauseous when I first smelled that. I was about to I thought I was gonna throw up. But with New Haarlem, it just instantly gave me a headache. I don't know what it was, and I was like, whoa. So I was like, man. So my girlfriend was with me. I said, hey, smell this. And she smelled it. She was like, what is that? That smells like curry powder, like it's like seasoning, like a type of like Indian food or something. She said it smelled like, I don't know what the hell that meant, but she said it smelled like Indian food. And I'm like, how the hell do you get Indian food? This is supposed to smell like, coffee, pancakes and syrup and French toast. So she didn't get it. I didn't get it. So I just went to right after I sprayed it on, let her smell it, let her smell it, went into the Nordstrom bathroom and just scrubbed that stuff off. And that was my first, that was the first sample I had of it. I don't even know, I probably gave that away to somebody. So I was like, man, I'm seeing more reviews. And I'm like, maybe, it was a tester. It was a tester bottle that I sprayed on, but I also had the sample. So when I sprayed the sample, same thing, but I didn't scrub it off like that. But anyway, um, I just didn't like it and just gave it away. But I went back a couple months later, said, hey, check this out. Let me get another sample. Maybe it was a tester bottle, or maybe I don't know. Maybe I just at the time, because as I've been reviewing and as I've been smelling different things, I have noticed my nose is changing. I have noticed that I do appreciate things I didn't like back in the day when I was just all like fresh and all citrus. I smelled a ton of samples now, a ton of niche, a ton of designer, and I would say my taste is kind of changing a little bit. So anyway, I said, well, let me give it another shot. So this time I sprayed it on the New Haarlem, and I knew what to expect with that note in the beginning. So I was like, I know I'm not going to like that note, but I want to get to that mid. I want to get to that dry down. I want to get to that pancake syrup. You know what I'm saying? I want to get to the French toast and all that stuff. So I wore it the second time, and I did, I did get past the opening, but I couldn't, that note I couldn't shake. So I did start noticing the second time I wore it, the pancake, like the syrup vibe coming through. And but that opening note, it just I couldn't take it. Scrubbed it off again. So now I'm on my third and final sample of this. I got this about 2 weeks ago, and now this time, the opening note is still there, but now this time it didn't bother me as much for some reason. I knew it was there. I still didn't really care for it, but this time I picked up exactly what it was. It wasn't curry. It wasn't no Indian food. It wasn't no tar. It was just what it is coffee bean. And you've all heard it has a coffee note, right? And it smells like coffee. Some of you may pick it up, some of you may not. The reason I didn't pick up coffee initially when I smelled this is because I smelled coffee fragrance. Like I did a review on what was it? Rockaware Evolution, which has a great coffee note in it. I have other frags that have a great coffee note. But when I think of coffee, I'm thinking of Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? You know, the cream coffee with the soy in it, the whipped cream, the caramel, the chocolate, the sugar, the sweetness, like that sweet coffee that you get, that vibe that you get when you open up the Starbucks door, that pleasant coffee aroma. That's what I was thinking about getting. The kind of coffee you're getting is like here in this background. You're getting a dark, dark coffee, but it's not even like the brewed coffee. It's the actual coffee bean, and that note is real pungent, and it's real strong, and this is exactly what it is. We've all smelt it. Have you? I'm not gonna say have you, I know you have. We've all been to a store, a Nordstrom's, a Sephora, Macy's. They have a little jar of coffee beans, and what you do with that little jar of coffee beans, you smell it and you're like, oh man. And what it does is reset your nose. If you've been smelling a lot of fragrances, you'll smell those coffee beans and it kind of reset your nose from nose fatigue or whatever happens when you start smelling a lot of fragrances. You can't determine what is what anymore. You hit the coffee beans. That is the coffee note New Harlem gives off in the beginning. It's that pungent coffee bean note that you smell in those stores when you want to reset your nose and smell something else. And that's the note in this that I absolutely hate. And so if you guys smell this again, check it out, and I guarantee you that's what it is. This right here in the opening to reset your nose. This is what, if you testing out some fragrance, bring this sample with you, and that opening gonna reset you to go smell what you really want to smell. That's what New Harlem is in the opening, and I do not enjoy that coffee bean note at all. But the last time wearing this, like I said, the night I sprayed it on, and I had it on the next morning around 10, is that sprayed it on my arm out the shower, smelled it, that note is there. A couple hours later, I smelled the syrup. I said, okay, this is what people are talking about. This is the pancake syrup vibe that you get, or that people talk about, that you get from New Harlem. And then, I went to bed, woke up the next morning, and I was like, wow, I'm smelling this nice French toast aroma. And this fragrance is real natural. It's nothing synthetic. I mean, the notes maybe, I don't know, but that French toast you get, authentic French toast. That syrup you get, your normal Aunt Jemima, pancake syrup. That coffee note you get is that authentic, real coffee bean, nose reset little things you get at the stores, right? So now I get what people were talking about: coffee, pancake syrup, French toast. That's what you get out this fragrance. Now, like I said earlier, watching these reviews, you probably was like, "Oh, that sounds good." Those are great things. On my skin after testing it so many times, I do not find Bond No.9 New Harlem as a practical fragrance. And what I mean by that, I read many comments, I read many reviewers say they got a ton of compliments on it, and people love it. It's the best, winter scent. And in my experience, I've asked people around me, like I told you, that's my girlfriend, she hated it, but I asked people around me, and they just said I smell like syrup. And I get that. Like, it actually smells like an authentic syrup, but it's nothing about syrup is, extravagant, it's special, it's like, it doesn't scream quality. It's just not a scent that I would pay $200 or $230 to smell like. Like, really, it's really regular pancake syrup you get at your normal IHOP Waffle House. The only time, in my opinion, I should be smelling like pancake syrup is if I'm in Denny's or Waffle House or something. I don't really want to smell like pancake syrup throughout my normal day, and I definitely don't want to smell like French toast. They do smell good, but I just can't think of a place where it'll be cool to smell like syrup and French toast. And definitely that pungent coffee bean note in the beginning. I can't think of any time in my day. You guys may think differently. It may be pleasant for you, but I can't think of any time in my day where I want to smell like a nasty coffee bean. I want to smell like regular table pancake syrup, or French toast. I wouldn't want to smell like that at work. I wouldn't want to smell like, you know, coffee or pancake syrup on a date. I definitely wouldn't want to smell like that during, you know, the club or a, you know, out eating, you know, dinner or lounge or any time of my day, man. I cannot think when I want to smell like pancake syrup and French toast. So when it comes to believing the hype on this Bond #9 New Harlem, don't believe the hype, man. I don't believe the hype on this one. You know what I'm saying? If you want to smell like French toast and you want to smell like pancake syrup, then yeah, believe the hype. You know, it'll be a good pickup for you. You're going to pay $230 plus tax to smell like some pancake syrup. If that's what you want to do, hey, do what you want to do. That'll be a good pickup for you. But a person like me, I don't want to smell like French toast. You know what I mean? I don't want to smell like pancake syrup. It sounded good when I was watching the reviews, but once it's on my skin and me trying to figure out a time of day where I want to smell like, you know, coffee bean syrup and French toast, I can't think of a day or a time when I would want to smell like any of those. You know what I mean? And if I did, I'm sure I could find an alternative. You know what I mean? I'm sure I could find something cheaper than $230 that's gonna smell like sweet or gourmandish or like a, you know, syrup. I can't do it. And speaking of alternatives, this Bond #9 is compared to Roaches Man and Michael Jordan's Legend. And I have both of those. I'm sure you've seen my Roaches Man bottle in a couple of my videos. I never did a review or anything on Michael Jordan Legend. But to me, Roaches Man smell nothing like either or. Roaches Man is something totally different. I mean, I don't even know why people compare it to Roaches Man. That's just on a whole nother ballpark. To me, Roaches Man blow both of these out the water. It's not even comparable. Um, Michael Jordan Legend, I do find extremely similar to this. I paid for a 3.4 ounce of Michael Jordan Legend. I paid like $10 at Ross. I've already said it 3 or 4 times. This is $230. There's no way in the world I'm dropping $230 to smell like this when I can pay $10 for Michael Jordan Legend, what smells better than this, in my opinion. It smells better. And the reason why I say it smells better, they both have like that syrupy vibe. They both have that, you know, I wouldn't call it breakfast. This has more of a breakfast vibe, but Michael Jordan Legend has more of a syrupy vibe. It's a little bit more pleasant, and it doesn't have that pungent coffee bean note. And that's why I would take that over New Harlem any day of the week for $10. The only thing I would give this the positives on is longevity. This is probably one of the best fragrances that I've ever tried when it comes to longevity. I'm getting 10 plus hours with this. So when it comes to performance, hands down, Bond #9. Projection was somewhat decent. This projects better than New Harlem, so I'll give projection. I'll give, you know, longevity to New Harlem, and that's about it. Scent, I give to, if you're going to compare Roaches Man, I give scent to Roaches Man. If you're going to just compare Legend and this, I will go with Legend over this. So, hey, guys, this video is getting long. That's my take. Let me know what you think. Bond #9, in my opinion, don't believe the hype. You know, I've told you what it smells like. You might find that pleasant. So if you do, hey, get a sample. Get a sample definitely before you blind buy this, because you may not agree with that pungent coffee note in the beginning. But after that dries down, it does get better. I'm agree, it does get better. But I just think the hype is not warranted. I don't think the price is justified at all. And there's better alternatives. Michael Jordan Legend would be one. That's where I would go first before I go to this. But hey, that's my take. Depending on what the ladies say, determines what I spray. Peace.